Hello students, in the series of lectures in the subject VLSI technology, we are discussing lithography, and in this lecture we will discuss E-beam lithography or electron beam lithography. Okay. In the previous lecture we discussed optical lithography. Okay. In case of optical lithography, the resolution was not so good. So in order to obtain sub-micron levels, okay, electron beam lithography is used. So what are the advantages of electron beam lithography? So the advantages of electron beam lithography are, first one is the geometries that are being obtained are below the feature size that we get is below 1 micrometer. We can directly write onto the substrate. So what does the meaning of that direct writing? Direct writing means that in case of electron beam lithography, we do not really need mask. So mask is not needed. Electron beam can be worked as a pen, and on the substrate, this can be used to write, okay, directly without using any mask. Okay, so direct writing is possible. This is the advantage of electron beam lithography. Now, another advantage of electron beam lithography is automation is possible in this lithography. Because the mask is not present, due to this, automation is possible in electron beam lithography. In fact, this is done with the help of computers. Okay, the movement of electron beam onto the silicon substrate is done with the help of computers. Okay, and last but not the least advantage is greater depth of focus. So greater depth of focus is achieved by using electron beam lithography. So what is the basic idea behind electron beam lithography? So electron beam lithography, obviously the electron beam is used as the source of radiation. Okay. Now the beam that we are using, electron beam that we are using, it has diameter from zero point 0.01 micrometer to zero point 0.5 micrometer. Okay. So this much small diameter electron beam is used. Now this electron beam is focused onto the substrate. Okay, with the help of computer control, or you can say with the help of automation, electron beam is scanned onto the substrate. Okay, if the beam is on, the resist that is deposited on the substrate will be written upon, and if the beam is off, the resist will not be written in that case. Okay, substrate here is placed on a XY table, and that table is movable along XY axis. Okay, so there are suppose this is your substrate and this is placed on XY plate, XY table, which is movable. So there are certain scanned areas, okay, on which electron beam can scan. Once a scanned area has been scanned, then the XY table moves and another area is scanned by electron beam. Okay, so this is the simple process by which electron beam lithography works. Okay, so resolution basically depends upon the size of electron beam that we are using. So if we are using the electron beam of a small diameter, then we will get good resolution. Okay. Basically, the minimum feature size is 4 times the beam diameter. So feature size is proportional to the beam diameter. So in order to get the lower feature size, you need to have a electron beam having lower diameter. Okay. But this is, here comes the major disadvantage of electron beam lithography. So as you are reducing the diameter of electron beam, so it will affect scan field. Scan field is there. So scan field is around 2000 times bigger than beam diameter. So it will take much longer time for electron beam to scan the whole wafer. Okay, that's why the throughput is very poor. Okay, throughput is very poor. So this is the disadvantage of electron beam lithography, and advantage is obviously higher resolution, smaller feature size. Okay, now the resists which are used in electron beam photolithography, electron beam lithography, are basically organic polymers. So there are two types of electron beam resists, that is positive electron beam resist and negative electron beam resist. In case of positive electron beam resist, when electron beam is projected onto the positive electron beam resistor, chemical bonds are broken. Chemical bonds are broken. Okay. So, in order to have the um, correct functioning, so let's say this is your resist onto the substrate, and this is being exposed to the electron beam, and chemical bonds are broken here. So every layer of this resist has to be exposed with the electron beam. Okay, so electron beam has to be exposed, means every layer of this positive electron beam resist should be exposed with electron beam for longer time. So it takes longer time. Okay, so every layer must receive the electron beam. This is a disadvantage of positive electron beam resist. So due to this, sensitivity of the positive electron beam resists are poor. That's why it will take longer time. Okay, now let's talk about negative electron beam resist. Now, negative electron beam resist works on the principle that whenever electron beam is projected onto the uh, your negative electron beam resist, cross linking occurs. Okay, molecules react with each other to form bigger molecules. Okay, that is called cross linking. So, due to this cross linking, swelling takes place. Swelling takes place. Now, due to this swelling, some resist portion, some particular resist portion will be swelled. Okay, some will not be swelled. So, some sort of distortion onto the surface can be achieved if we use, can be obtained if we use negative electron beam resist. The disadvantage of this negative electron beam resist is poor resolution. Resolution is very poor. Okay. So these were the two electron beam resists that we use generally. Okay. Now let's consider the problems associated with electron beam lithography. The first problem that we have already discussed is the slowness of the system. Electron beam lithography is a slow process. Throughput is very poor. Okay. Next is the proximity effect. Next problem is the proximity effect. Now, what is that proximity effect? Let us consider. So, let us consider this diagram. So, this is the silicon wafer that you can see. This is the silicon substrate. And onto that substrate, a resist layer is being deposited. Okay. Now, the region shown by these dotted lines are the desired regions. Okay, means these regions, I want to contain these regions after lithography. I want to have these regions and I want to remove these regions. Okay. So for that matter, when electron beam passed through this resist, okay, so scattering of electrons takes place near this interface. Now these scattered electrons have sufficient energy so that they can move from here to here, here to here. Okay. So due to this, there will be some sort of distortion on the resist that you can see by solid lines. So the layer deposited, the layer desired line was this, but actually due to the scattering of electrons, we are getting this type of deposition, okay, onto the every substrate. Okay, so this problem is known as proximity effect. Okay, now there is another disadvantage. In other words, this is the continuation of proximity effect. So let's say this diagram shows the particular pattern that you want to deposit onto the substrate. Okay. Now let us consider the point A. Here the electron beam is focused and the region around this point A receive maximum electron beam radiation. Okay, but let us consider this point B. So the points below the point B are receiving sufficient electron beam radiation, but the point above point B are not receiving any electron beam radiation. Okay, so points below B receiving radiation, that is actually half the radiation that was received by point A. Okay, and the major problem arises with the corner points here. So due to the lack of proper electron beam radiation, okay, the pattern will not be formed. That means I wanted to make the L-shaped pattern here, but actually I will not get L-shaped pattern. Actually, it will be like this, a curve shape. Okay. Again, in this region, I will have your uh, pattern that is due to the swelling. Okay, so this is known as interproximity. Now there is another term that is intraproximity. Intraproximity basically comes here also at the corner points. You were expecting L-shaped pattern and you are getting this curve-shaped pattern due to the lack of electron beam radiation. Okay, so this is the problem that is associated with electron beam lithography. Okay, so electron beam lithography for the above regions is not used for depositing the pattern on the substrate, but in fact it is used to deposit the pattern on the mask first. Okay, so in order to deposit the pattern on the mask, this electron beam lithography is basically used, and once the pattern has been deposited on the mask, then other lithography methods such as optical lithography and X-ray lithography, those are used to print that pattern onto the substrate. Okay, So this was your electron beam lithography. Okay, thank you.